Get over here!
Beyond the gate, Merrin gasped in awe as she looked up at the face of an elder sea dragon. The graceful giant studied her. Its eyes were older than the Merrows, older even than the Watcher. "I want to help," Merrin said at last. "I'll do anything you ask." And no sooner had she said those words than she saw a vision. She saw how the Fomori had once tamed a giant beast called the Rimorosa. It was a fierce and intelligent creature whose powerful tentacles could kill the largest leviathan in the sea. But it rebelled against the Fomori and drove them away. Now only their machines remain, gradually destroying what is left of the sea. The dreaded Rimorosa, still tormented by the shackles of the Fomori, lives on in the depths below the Forbidden City. It preys on the human vessels above, exacting revenge against those who imprisoned it. Merrin looked back, up into the eyes of the sea dragon, and asked again, "What can I do?" But the sea dragon merely replied, "It is too late. There is nothing left to do." Merrin would not accept this. She would not simply give up. Even if it was too late, she would still try. What if the Rimorosa was somehow connected to the Fomori Sentinels? What if the Rimorosa was causing the destruction of the sea? If she could defeat that terrible beast, it might help to save Kara. If her father was still here, this is what he would do.
That took a turn I wasn't expecting. Elder Sea Dragon? What, we're getting Monster Hunter up in here? Cetus? Is that you? Freaking... What was that?
I don't know.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 10 of Let's Play Song of the Deep. I am the Green Scorpion.
And I am Ignis.
And now apparently we're dealing with Elder Sea Dragons. What? The fuck? So that's something. Interesting.
Very.
Not a design I was expecting either. That was kind of cool, not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is a thing then. So I guess, yeah, I knew we were going to have to deal with that, like, giant, like, kraken eventually. Rimorosa.
That's a cool name.
Again, like, a lot of this game's, like, terminology is definitely, like, rooted in a little bit of, you know, Celtic or Irish. And I'm wondering if, like, Rimorosa, like, derives from something.
I'm wondering that too myself. It's the first I've heard of it.
Might look that up later.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's something we're gonna have to deal with later. In the meantime, I guess what we can do for now is... Actually, this works out a little bit. So we gotta go down there, but I think what we're gonna do is, like, we're gonna go around the horn and, like, make our way up this way through Watcher's Hollow, just to grab a couple of the treasures that we missed up here. So, thoughts on that thing?
Yeah, that thing's, pretty interesting. It certainly makes sense why we have, like, so many, like, mechanical seahorses, I guess.
The mechanical seahorses are an interesting little tidbit, I'm not gonna lie.
These things are just creepy.
No fooling. Okay, I see how the magma clusters work. That's pretty sick. I like it. I like it a lot. There should be a treasure over here. Perfect. And I see the one over there. How much you want to bet the music, the boss music is going to start again?
Would not be surprised.
Gotcha. Ow. careful there. Yeah, if we just make our way down that way, and then we can head down back to the Forbidden City. Actually, we can make this easier. There's a vortex over there that can take us there lickety-split. So that works.
Cool.
Alright, giant spider boss music. Let's hear it.
I think we're in the wrong location.
Actually, yeah, you might be right. Save your progress. Oh, I just realized, actually. Oh, no. Did I go up here before? No, I didn't. Couple of stray coins.
Nice.
I'll take it, sure. Alright, here we go. Clancy, got some treasures for you. Can I upgrade this thing? There's the number. Okay, so I wasn't crazy. It was bugging out before. This game. Alright, Lightning Claw.
And I believe that's all we can do for now.
Yeah, definitely. We need 1,200 for the ice mines. And we need 1,200 for the Time Charger. The cool thing is that we're pretty much almost done completely upgrading the sub. We've been doing pretty good about these treasures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to go up here, take the Time Vortex. Down there. Yeah, so one thing I've actually been kind of debating to myself a little bit, I can also defer to you in regards to this, but it's something I'm curious about.
Mm-hmm.
So, 100% in this game is likely going to involve collecting every single treasure in this game.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I'm kind of wondering if we really should go out of our way to do that, because if 100% in this game is really just about collecting all the treasures, that doesn't exactly make for very entertaining content, if you know what I mean. I'm fine for, like, going 100% in terms of, like, full upgrade completion, full, like, you know, chip upgrades and all that jazz. Maybe not so much for every single gosh darn treasure, because, like, there's a lot of them, you know? So, I'm wondering what you think of that. I'm also wondering, like, what the audience might think of that. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I'd have to say, like, if it's not completely story-driven, then, yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
That is the thing I'm considering, too, is, like, it has been told to me by the comments that there are multiple endings to this game. What does that entail? What do we need? Like, do we need to find, like, certain items, or, like, do we need to do certain, like, a sequence of, like, events or something like that in order to get 100%? Or do we actually need every single treasure in this game in order to get 100%? Because if that's the case, then I'm willing to do it in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, y'all down in the comments, give us your thoughts on that one, because, while I am one for, like, 100% completion and everything, I am a firm believer in that not every game needs to be 100% completed. I'm looking at you, Hyrule Warriors. I'm looking at you, Fire Emblem.
Although this is a pretty easy game, to be fair.
That is true, so it wouldn't, like, I will say this, like, it wouldn't... My concern with, like, 100% in this game is not so much that it would be difficult. It's the tedium. The potential tedium of, like, having to go through every single area in this game just to collect a bunch of treasures and go through enemy gauntlets very, very much like this, that we're pretty much just going to be here talking our ass off just to fill the void. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like we've been doing a pretty good job, though. Like, getting...
Oh, Sentinel!
Whoa!
Oh, the magma bombs make quick work of those things. My main concern here is that the magma bombs are great. I'm actually not having too much of an issue with them. The thing is, I have to make a conscious like effort to keep my time meter full. I got it though.
Man, that was the gauntlet though just now.
I don't think that's going to be the last of it if these missile turrets are anything to go by. Oh, you know what? Okay. I have an idea.
Oh?
So we got a certain upgrade recently. I wonder. I'm going to try this.
Yo, that's sick.
The sonar blast! Oh, that's sick!
That makes things a hell of a lot easier.
Oh my god! Yeah, so long as you preemptively proc the sonar blast, those things are a non-issue.
Nice.
Wow! That's pretty nifty, I'm not gonna lie.
That's nice.
Oh, I'm proud of myself for that one. Okay, that looked like it might have been a hidden nook. Alright, okay, we got another one of these. Okay, actually, if I use the claw alongside the booster, I'm able to throw those things way harder to get past that shockwave.
Nice.
Yeah, I am glad I upgraded the magma bombs. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Yes!
Very nice.
So far, so good. Now, is it just me, or does this feel like going into, like, final boss territory? Let me actually look at something real quick. Yeah! We covered a very large portion of the map. This looks like the final area. Is this the final area? Okay.
Treading cautiously.
I mean, I'm willing to just keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, we're doing pretty well for ourselves.
Crab.
Out of the way, crab. Out of the way, Clancy Jr. Yeah, where is this leading?
Oh, to your left.
Eh? Oh. Oh! Thank you for spotting that. Alright, this looks like a nice little puzzle area. So, while I'm doing this, you got our fun fact of the day for us.
Yes I do, actually. And conveniently, it is about our lovely friends, the seahorse.
Fitting.
This totally wasn't planned, guys. Anyway, so fun fact about seahorses, common misconception, Males, in fact, do not really give birth to them, per se.
Yeah.
Well, yes, they do carry their babies until they hatch, but they do not necessarily give birth to them.
So it's less that they are birthing the babies, more like acting as incubators?
Think of it like a kangaroo pouch.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Seahorses have pouches?
Yes.
Did not know that.
Another fun fact, actually, they technically do not have true stomachs. They are more or less filter feeders.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. I mean, I know some, like, sea creatures are filter feeders for all intents and purposes. I think the whale is? Are whales filter feeders?
Yes. So, whales do have stomachs. They feed on zooplankton mostly. Oh, that's a cheap shot. I don't know entirely the distinction between the two, and why they would have stomachs versus why they would not. But other than that, they are one of the smallest creatures in the sea. They are notoriously bad swimmers, actually.
Yeah, that's actually the funny thing about them is that, like, that little, like, flippity helicopter thing is, like, yeah, it manages to let them move through the water. It's not exactly good for actual swimming. They are horrible swimmers.
Oh, yeah. It's like they spec'd into the wrong type of,
into the wrong skill tree.
Yeah. As Tirzu would put it.
Yeah. You know what? You know how Tirzu would put it? Like, they sacrificed stats in the swim attribute in order to unlock the prehensile tail ability.
Yes.
I mean, that I knew.
Game telling us stuff we already know.
I will admit, though, I kind of effed up there, but... Oh, okay, I think I know what it wants me to do. I do gotta be careful, though, because this is a place I haven't exactly saved anywhere yet, so... Yeah, I gotta find a way to get that missile to hit here. And I think I might know how. Not quite.
Are we sure the missile's supposed to?
I mean, I don't see anything else that we can use to fire around here. Or... Oh! You know what? Yeah, you're right. That's what this thing is for. Yeah, again, like, we could just, like, head straight to our destination, but if we are going to do 100% on this thing, we might as well get a head start on it, you know? Yeah, I gotta remember, I can also use a sonar to detonate those bombs, like, safely. That's so much fun to do. I am not gonna lie.
Yee.
Easy.
Nice.
Alright, next, if I go up this way... Oh, wow, really? We gotta bring it all the way around? Sure. Okay, this one I actually have to avoid the light, because otherwise I am... Like, I can't use a sonar blast because I will detonate the bomb. There we go. Perfect. And we get... Oh! Hull fragment. I'm
nice.
fine with... I am fine with this. You know, on the topic of, like, sea creatures and bad swimmers, a good chunk of them are actually pretty notoriously bad swimmers. Like, I remember we discussed them before, but jellyfish don't exactly swim.
No, they kind of just float.
Yeah, there are plenty of sea creatures who just kind of float. What are some other examples of that? I know there are also some sea creatures that just crawl on the sea floor as well.
Oh, I think I got one.
Yeah.
So, there are, like, technically, like, there's plant life, there's algae, of course you have coral, and there's also, like, a weird subclass, where it's, like, I don't want to call them nudibranchs, but they're a very specific type of, like, they're almost like an ocean sea star, where they do crawl on the floor of, like, the seabed, but they look nothing like your standard, like, sea star. Like, they're very weird looking.
I think I might know what you're talking about the crown of thorns, aren't you?
Kinda.
Like the crown of thorns starfish that is like, it looks like a crown of just like, obviously it looks like a crown of thorns?
No.
Okay.
So it looks more like a plant than a
Oh, okay.
It looks more like a plant than it does a starfish.
Okay, I'll have to look that up later. Those of you who in the comments who might know as well, go ahead and enlighten us if you can. Okay, I'm recalling now. It's taking us back to this place where we got abducted. Oh yeah, where we got abducted and we got pulled down into the oceanic depths.
The lair of the Rimorosa lay beneath the dark, twisted ruins known as the Caverns of Madness. Merrin could not shake the feeling that something unimaginably terrible had happened in this place.
Why call it the Cavern of Madness? Why couldn't we just call it the Cavern of, I don't know, Silence, because we're in the ocean? You're starting to sound like a D&D campaign.
I mean, pretty sure ocean madness is a thing.
It kind of is, isn't it? Kind of in a similar vein of, like, you know, spend long enough in just one place and eventually you're gonna go insane. I imagine, like, space madness is a thing.
I know prairie madness is absolutely a thing.
Prairie madness?
Oh, so did you not know this?
I don't know this.
So, in America, during, like, early settlement, like, days and stuff, when they discovered the Midwest, or rediscovered it, I should say.
Right.
And, like, they had, like, these people who were, like, from, like, more mountainous regions, like, come and settle into, like, the Midwest, where it's, like, very flat, very, just, like, horizontal. There's not, like, really much of anything out there.
Right.
It kind of did this thing where, like, people were just not used to how flat it was. And kind of like a thing called prairie madness, like, came about because of that.
Real? Okay, yeah, I had not heard of prairie madness specifically. Just because they weren't used to things being flat?
I forget which state it was specifically. It was probably Kansas or something.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, there is, like, it was like a known thing at the time where, like, people who were new to that state who weren't used to dealing with it, yeah, they found themselves succumbing to prairie madness.
Yeah, that's a new one to me. Huh. I guess there's kind of a name for everything, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all think that, like, you know, oh, there can't be a phobia term for this or that or whatever. No, there likely is. Can I get away with getting to there? Yes, I can. Sweet.
Nice.
Alright, I'll take it. Yeah, no, there's a phobia term for pretty much everything under the sun. And it's always amusing to look that up and just, like, learn, okay, this is, like, a fear of, this is a fear of, like, the, when a pencil is too blunt, apparently is a thing. There is a fear of, there's a fear of, like, they're just very specific fears. Like, apparently there is a fear of, like, the crusts not being cut off from sandwiches. Don't ask me why. And for me, fun fact, it's actually kind of topical that I'm playing this game, right? One of my biggest fears is actually a fear of drowning.
I remember you mentioned this to me before.
Yeah, everyone has those types of phobias, like, you know, everyone's scared of something. For me, it is, a fear of drowning. I have a slight fear of heights. But, the other one is, I forget the term for it, but I'm also kind of a little bit afraid of dolls.
No, that one's reasonable, okay.
That one is reasonable, because it's like, again, it's a slight fear, but it's part of the reason why I always hated going shopping with my mom. Anyone who's Latino and anyone who's had a mom, y'all know the drill. You're like 5, 6, 7 years old, and your mom is taking you with you to go shopping, and you're bored out of your mind because there's nothing to do at the clothing store, but your mom can't leave you home, so she takes you with her, and you're just bored out of your mind, right? I hated going shopping with her because I always hated looking at the mannequins. It always felt like they were staring at me. So, yeah. It's mannequins specifically, so you can... you can imagine I had a bit of a, thing when Slender Man was popular.
Oh god, I can only imagine.
Yeah, not fun.
Yeah.
Hey, puppet! Did we ever learn how to deal with this thing?
I don't think we did. No, wait. Okay, he's wigging out. Okay. You okay, buddy?
Sure.
You okay?
Okay, fine. Ow.
So, you mentioned, you have a fear of drowning.
Yes.
I don't know if I ever told you this. I actually almost drowned at one point.
Did you?
Yes, when I was a kid.
Crap.
So, this was back during, like, when I lived at my parents' old house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how old I was at the time, but, my parents, like, had, like, this hot tub, and it was, like, summer, so I was, like, playing in the hot tub and stuff, and, like, had a bunch of, like, toys in there, and, like, when you're a kid, like, you do stupid things that you don't realize are stupid things.
Yes. As a kid do sometimes.
So I was taking all these toys and I was like making it like a contraption of some kind. I don't know why I was making this contraption, but for some reason, so I went under the water, and my feet got tangled in the contraption that I had built.
Oh.
So I am upside down. I cannot flip over. So it took a while, or it took a little bit, but eventually I did get back up, but yeah, I almost drowned. I definitely choked on some water.
Oh god. No, I don't think you've ever told me this story. So that's interesting to know. See, the thing is like...
And no, my parents were not watching me.
So, interesting thing is that I can totally believe that you almost drowned at one point, but I didn't expect that to be the story. I half expected it to be related to the time you worked as a lifeguard.
No, surprisingly, okay, so surprisingly, I've never had to save anyone when I worked as a lifeguard. I did my fucking job.
Fair enough.
The worst I had to deal with was my first day. Like, this kid came up to me and, like, apparently he had just been to the hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
And his stitches came open.
Ooh.
He had, like, a head injury of some kind, so...
Ooh.
It was whatever. I took him to the office. Like, I think they called his mom. But, like, that was my first day working as a lifeguard.
Oh, goodness.
But no, never had to save anyone from drowning. Because, again, I did my job. Yeah.
That's interesting, too, because, I say this isn't as big a deal of a story because it was not a hard thing to do, but, fun fact about me, I actually did save a kid from drowning at one point. Specifically, so at my old house, we had a pool. It was one of those, like, you know, you could stand in it. It's not that hard. Like, it is a simple, like, you know, outdoors, like, overground pool type of thing. So it was nothing special, right? But as a kid and as a teenager, I loved playing in that pool with my friends and my sister and all that jazz. So, like, that was the thing. And family members came by a lot, including family members with very, very small children. Babies. So for some reason, one of my family members, I don't exactly remember who it was, but one of my family members decided it was a good idea to, you know, just let her toddler just, like, you know, sit at the side of the pool, just kind of, like, you know, let him, like, waddle his feet in the water and everything. All is fine and dandy and everything. The instant she turned around, that kid fell in. So me being like, oh crap, this toddler, this probably 2-year-old doesn't know how to swim, I kind of just rushed over and instinctively just reached under, pulled him out, put him back on, and he immediately started crying because what the hell, I just got a mouthful of water.
Aww.
Again, it wasn't a big deal, but my aunt and my mom were grateful for the fact that I was, like, quick on the draw on that one. Again, it wasn't a big deal. Like, it was just like, you know, oh, this, like, he fell, in the water. It wasn't like I had to, like, swim out and, like, rush to, like, do CPR or anything after I pulled him out of the water or anything, thankfully. But at the same time, it's like, you know, they were grateful for the fact that I was, like, quick to act on that scenario. So that's a little fun fact about me.
Cool.
This place is a maze.
I was just gonna say, look at the map, maybe? Oh.
This is apparently a good sign that I'm going in the right direction. Also, if anyone starts singing dun 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 dun, I'm going to freaking kill you. I do not have good memories of Labyrinth Zone. At the very least, here, we're in a submarine.
Mm-hmm. And we have a magical seashell that helps us breathe.
Yeah. Yeah, interestingly, though, like, I don't think I've ever been in a scenario where I was, in danger of drowning in any way, shape, or form. Because that's the thing, like, I do have a fear of drowning. I have, experienced suffocation before. Just not, like, as a result of, like, the ocean or water or anything like that. I think part of it is because I played Sonic the Hedgehog, and that game makes drowning absolutely fucking terrifying. But no, it's a combination of, like, just me kind of being self-aware of the fact that, like, you know how, like, people always ask the question, if you had to die in some way, what would it be? And it's like, you know, usually you pick the quick and painless ways. I personally think drowning is, like, one of the worst ways to die.
Yeah!
Like, death by suffocation cannot be fun. I mean, obviously, like, dying is not fun in any way, shape, or form whatsoever, but yeah, no, I do, if I'm going to if I'm going to be removed from the census in any way, shape, or form, not that I plan to anytime soon, I'm just gonna make that very clear right now, I do not want it to be by drowning. I think that sounds terrifying to me. And burning! Burning sounds terrible too.
Burning is worse, I think.
Burning is probably worse, but I guess, like, it really does depend. But, like, I've never, like, enjoyed the prospect of possibly drowning. And yet, again, I don't have a fear of swimming. I don't have a fear of the ocean. I don't have a fear of, like, you know, just going in the water. If anything, is because, like, you know, I do my best to be responsible about it. I know how to swim. So, there is that. It's also the reason why I didn't like watching Jaws as a kid.
I love Jaws.
I don't like Jaws.
I love Jaws because it taught me, like, oh, don't go that far in the water.
Yeah.
See, like it's a cautionary tale, but, like, it's a practical cautionary tale.
It is. It absolutely is. It also did kind of inadvertently, like, give a lot of, like, misconceptions about sharks.
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately. Like, a great white is not going to, like, get you like that. Like, which, honestly, is a good thing. I think we expressed this earlier in the Let's Play. Like, sharks are not going to go after you like that, except in extremely, very unfortunate, rare circumstances. Mm-hmm. And if you run yourself into that circumstance where you're facing down a great white that is, like, desperate for food and you just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, I think natural selection is going to take you out of the census pretty darn quickly there anyway. So take that for what you will. Like, again, aside from that, though, I fucking love sharks. I think they are fascinating creatures, and this looks...
painful.
Okay. Willing to head down this way.
Okay.
Yeah, like, not gonna lie, this feels final area-esque. I'm hoping there's a time vortex somewhere around here that I can, like, get through to. I am shocked I was able to grab that.
I think you cheesed that.
Either I cheesed that, or, you know what, it might have something to do with, like, me increasing the treasure range.
Maybe.
Like, my treasure grabbing range. Because I know that was one of the upgrades you could get from Clancy. Okay, so far so good. We're doing well here. Aha! Found you.
Nice.
Can't hide from me. Can I pull this off, though? Thank you. Yeah, I think what we can do for today is maybe, like, get to the end of this area. Oh, it's one of the turtles! What exactly can I do with you, though? Oh, I understand. So, in order to get through to there, I need to find these turtles and turn them off.
Merrin recalled the hundreds of ships strewn across Skeleton Reef, and the great, red tentacles that had dragged her to the bottom of the sea. Soon, she would have to face that creature again. And this time, she would be ready.
Will we be ready? I'm not sure how I feel about facing this monstrosity. We're doing good so far, though.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so, yep, there it is. There's the other one. Hey, there's a time vortex. Oh, boy. Okay. Clancy, can we actually get the full upgrades now? Hey! Gearhead!
As Merrin finished installing the final components, she sat back and admired her work. Even the hermit crab blinked in awe at Merrin's accomplishment. She had integrated every last scrap of Fomori technology that the hermit crabs had ever scrounged up. Each strange, unexplainable piece of ancient machinery from the farthest reaches of the sea floor was now in her service. As time went on, this monumental achievement would become one of the enduring legends of the sea, never to be forgotten.
Well, cool. All right then. So yeah, that pretty much sums that up. I guess we're not gonna need Clancy's services anymore, but he'll still be around.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're actually gonna go ahead and end it off here, guys, because we are running short on time. Oh.
For a moment, as the tine from the wellspring surrounded her, Merrin thought she smelled wild orchids. She closed her eyes and remembered the day, long ago, that she and her mother had made necklaces from the fragrant purple blossoms. And when she reopened her eyes, she no longer felt alone. She was ready to complete her journey.
Well, that was ominous.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's a pretty good sign that we are, in fact, reaching the end of this game. So yeah, I think this is the point of no return. That goal of finding the Rimorosa's lair, I think once we go down there, that's it. We are dedicating ourselves to the final boss. So this is actually a good sign for basically us to be like, hey, let's go ahead and end off here. And I would like to consult the audience. Where do we go from here? Because, like we mentioned earlier, we are willing to go 100% on this game. If you guys really want us to, we will scour this entire, not the entire ocean, but like this segment of ocean, I guess. It's a pretty big map, actually. But we will go through the time to do that if you guys deem it worthy. And if you guys have any advice for us in regards to what the true ending of this game is, now's the time to let us know. So, on that note, thank you guys for joining us for episode 10 of Let's Play Song of the Deep. I'm the Green Scorpion.
And I'm Ignis.
And depending on what you guys tell us to do, we are either going to head back, scrounge around, collect the treasures that we can find, and do everything that we can to complete this game, or we're dedicating ourselves to the final encounter. Let us know in the comments, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye!